Hey there, everybody. I'm King 5 meteorologist Leah Pezzetti. It is Sunday. It is Mother's Day. It's just after 6 p.m. here, and I wanted to take a moment to give you an extended look at the forecast for the next couple of days. Let's first start taking you around town, showing you what we're seeing as of Sunday evening, starting down to the south in Tacoma. A lot of cloud coverage out there. We did have some showers that moved through, but those have since dissipated as of right now. 51 degrees is where we're currently sitting in Tacoma as of 6 p.m. on Sunday, so it's definitely a little bit cooler out there. Our Columbia Tower camera showing where the rain is right now. Yeah, over the Seattle metro area, we have dark clouds, ominous clouds out there. Some light rain is moving through. That's about the extent of it, though, in the Seattle metro area. Just kind of some dark clouds and light showers. 55 degrees as of right now, 6 p.m. on Sunday evening. Taking you up to Everett as of right now. We're also seeing some cloud coverage. I did see a couple light sprinkles just a little bit ago, but it looks like those have dissipated from this vantage point, at least. 55 degrees also in Everett. And in Bellingham, we see the sun is shining. The rain has not made its way up to the north quite yet, but the showers are moving from the south up to the north. So cooler temperatures. I showed you those 50s for most of our other areas. We're still at 60 degrees in the Bellingham area, but here's where the rain is as of right now. It's moving from the south up to the north, and it is kind of fizzling out as it takes that journey. So there's that steady light rain around the Tacoma area as of right now, and we do have some rain that's mostly north of I-90, and it's starting to inch north of Highway 2 as well. But between about I-90 and Highway 2 is where we're seeing some of that rain. We also did see a couple lightning strikes here in the late afternoon hours right around that area between I-90 and Highway 2. That is going to start to fizzle out here as we lose a lot of that daytime warming. Temperatures are a little bit cooler right now, but we are not going to rule out the chance for another lightning strike or so in the next hour or two. But overnight tonight, that should not be a concern. I want to take a wide look and show you the big picture setup as of right now. We can see here is the low that is spinning just off the coast. So the center of the low is here. You see that rotation right there. So that is what's bringing showers up into the Pacific Northwest. It's not just Washington, it's Oregon as well is seeing some of those bands of showers. It was a little bit warmer earlier in the day before that rain moved in. So actually today we did see temperatures in the low 60s before cooling into the 50s. A lot of times we get daytime warming, and then the cooling doesn't start until the sun sets. That's why we often see our warmest temperatures of the day just before sunset. But today is not one of those days because we had that rain that moved in the evening when it was technically still daylight out. We saw that cooling earlier in the day. So these 60s that were observed were early in the day before the rain moved in, but now that the rain has moved in as of this evening, it's brought that colder air as well. So that's why we're in the 50s for most areas. Taking you back to that big picture look, but now let's look forward as we head into Sunday evening. This is 7 p.m. here. We continue to see that rotation. So keep an eye on the center of the low. The center of the low is right about there. Watch as I progress this forward. It's going to dive down to the south, and that is going to keep showers kicking up into Washington. But it's not going to be too much for us. It's just those hit and miss showers that are going to cycle through. That low is going to continue its journey down to the south. We'll see cloud coverage replace it. A little bit of some mild weather heading our way on Tuesday, and then we'll have some light rain chances heading our way beyond that. We'll talk about that a little more in just a moment, but I want to show you the big picture look at the next 7 days to get you going for the work week. We have some lingering showers into tomorrow, then mostly dry weather, but still cloudy weather that could squeeze out a few sprinkles. Really, that's the case for most of this upcoming week. The best shot at rain, though, looks to arrive back on Friday. So most of this upcoming week is just going to be cloudy and cool and a couple light sprinkles. Temperatures are not going to see a lot of change this week. We're just kind of sitting in those low 60s. But like I showed you, normal for this time of year, we're getting into the mid 60s. So most of this week is actually going to be cooler than average. Let's take a closer look at your Monday forecast. Get you going to start the work week. A cloud coverage to start the day. We actually could see some sun breaks mixed in the afternoon. Temperatures will warm into the low 60s for most of us in western Washington. In fact, Puget Sound looking at low 60s for tomorrow. Some of the cooler areas will be over along the coast in the upper 50s, and then off to the east for those higher elevations around the Cascades in those 40s for the most part. Paradise, White Pass, Snoqualmie, Stevens, all looking at 40s for tomorrow. So it is going to be a little bit cooler, but the rain is not going to be as prevalent as what it has been as of Sunday evening. So here's a look at midnight tonight. So as we ring in the new week and new work week on Monday, we'll stay mostly dry overnight. But then we see those showers that are moving in from the south. As that low pushes down to the south, it's going to wrap moisture around. So for tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. here, some light showers are possible pretty much Olympia and south of that. So if you're driving around South Sound, if you're driving between Washington and Oregon, get ready for some light rain early tomorrow morning. 6 a.m. once again is the time for this picture here. Then we progress forward into the afternoon. This is 2 p.m. here. At this point, this is going to be one of our best shots at showers for Western Washington, kind of widespread. But even then, you can see here it's first of all minimal. Second of all, it's not going to be very widespread. So it looks like around the Olympic Peninsula, Hood Canal, into the foothills and east of Puget Sound into the Cascades as well. A couple light showers could brush through our metro areas and the lowlands of Puget Sound, but overall tomorrow is a dry day. We progress forward into 7 p.m. here. At this point, we're pretty much drying out completely. The sun will peek out, so we're ending our Monday on a pretty nice note in that regard. We'll hold on to some light showers over our highest elevation, so any past travel, you could see some light sprinkles Monday evening. Let's progress forward into Tuesday. This is Tuesday at 3 p.m. here. Cloud coverage will dominate the day. It could squeeze out a couple light sprinkles, but overall, Tuesday is a dry but very cloudy day. That cloud coverage is going to be socked in pretty much all day long. Then we progress forward into Wednesday. It's a similar situation. That dense cloud coverage dominates most areas with the exception of the coast and the Olympic Peninsula. A couple light showers could get squeezed out. A better shot on Wednesday, but we're actually going to increase those chances as we head into later on this week. I want to show you that big picture setup once again. So this is tomorrow afternoon. That's that lingering rain. And then into the next couple of days, we have a couple weak disturbances that try to brush through and bring us some light rain. But really, it's going to stay dry for the most part, just cloudy and just cool and honestly quiet. We don't have any big swings heading our way, especially in the temperature department. Really, it's just a couple degrees of change potential each day. Low 60s, the warmest we'll get is Tuesday. I showed you that's our driest day of the week, so mid 60s possible at that point. But then we're going to just shave off a couple degrees into the end of this week. And don't forget that normal for this time of year is in the mid 60s. So this is just a hair cooler than normal for this time of year for the Seattle metro area, and at SeaTac is our official gauge. So one more check of the full 7 days. To remind you, cloud coverage dominates most of this upcoming week. We could squeeze out a couple light sprinkles. The best shot for rain next after tomorrow is going to be Friday and into Saturday as well. But still, even then, not a big temperature swing heading our way. Low 60s are expected at that point. So overall, it is a very quiet weather week. But once again, it is Sunday evening. It is still Mother's Day. So I do want to say happy Mother's Day to all of our moms and our mother figures out there. Hopefully you had a nice day and got to get out and enjoy the great outdoors before the rain moved in this evening. But thankfully it hasn't been too bad for us. So happy Mother's Day, everybody, and have a great work week.